Toward knowledge, it's the ultimate selfishness.
Yeah, knowledge is something that sets people free, because the more you know, the more potential you have to control your own life, to understand your own world, to understand your own reality. And so what they've done over the centuries is two things. They've hoarded the advanced knowledge, the real understanding of the nature of reality. Like, for instance, at the so-called cutting edge of science, I'm banging this table now, and it seems solid, but, quantum physicists know that that table's made of atoms. Atoms have no solidity, and therefore it can't actually be solid. So why does it appear to be solid? Why do we experience it as solid? Now, and it's a mystery, but at the top levels of this secret society web, this knowledge of reality and how we are influenced by it, now we influence it, is known. And if you have that knowledge,
we're at a molecular level that resonates with that table.
Yeah, exactly. We're within its frequency range, but we're decoding it. We live, the more I understand about this, Alex,
our brain sits in the fourth dimension, which the scientific equations show. Our thoughts are more than even four-dimensional.
Yeah, we live in what I call the holographic internet. I'm sitting in a room now, and this hotel has the wireless internet. I can't see it. It's in the invisible realms beyond the frequency of visible light, which is the only frequency range that my eyes can access. However, if I put my computer on, out of nowhere, out of the ether, I can bring that internet into reality on the screen as pictures, as graphics, as text, as websites. And if you say to someone, tell me about the internet, all they'll say it's websites and it's on a screen and all that. Yeah, but the only place the internet exists in that form is on the computer screen. Everywhere else, it's electronic circuits and on-off electrical pulses. People say, tell me about television. Oh, it's programs and moving pictures on a screen. Hold on a second. The only place television exists in that form is on the screen. Everywhere else, it's frequency fields and electronic
And then it
circuits.
interfaces with your eyes, which are brain stalks, which then decode it in their own system, and that are then interpreted by the deeper centers of the mind.
Yeah, we are like receiver never mind we are, at the level of the body, receiver transmitters of information from a, quote, matrix, which it operates just like the wireless internet. And we are decoding it through the mind, through the various parts of the brain, into a holographic, non-physical, but very much experiences like that, world, which doesn't actually exist outside of ourselves, although it seems to be like that. It exists in our own minds. As it's quite rightly said, we don't see with our eyes, we see with our brain, because that's what decodes the information.
And the top admin,
we think we're experiencing.
And the top admin let us in on this when they say perception is reality.
It is. And if I had to bring this down to the most foundation form, this whole conspiracy that plays out as banking scams and political scams and all the things that you deal with and I deal with, but at its foundation, it is the manipulation of our reality and our sense of reality. And it's more than this. In China, you can only access parts of the internet.
Stay there. David, got a break. Back in 70 seconds with the fourth hour.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Be sure to visit GCNlive.com today.
Terror Storm, a history of government-sponsored terror. Loose Change Final Cut. Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. The True Story of the Bilderberg Group. The Late Great USA. America, Freedom to Fascism. These are just a few of the hundreds of powerful documentary films and books available at truthnews.us and prisonplanet.com. When you visit prisonplanet.com, you can connect to our amazing online store. Whether you're looking for survival and wellness products like Berkey water filters, or you would like a book on the history of the Federal Reserve, we've got the most well-researched and documented titles, all available at prisonplanet.com. Or if you'd like, you can give the InfoWars store a call at 888-253-3139. Or you can view more than 1,000 titles in super high quality right now at prisonplanet.tv. Knowledge is power, and the information you need to effectively wake up your fellow man and fight the New World Order is available right now at truthnews.us and prisonplanet.tv. Join the info war today.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
David Icke is our guest for another 45 minutes. At the bottom of the hour, I will take about 5-6 phone calls for David, specifically for David, on any question that you have. 1-800-259-9231. It is July 3rd, 2008. Jason Bermas will be sitting in for me live tomorrow. Coming out this evening, we're going to release on the web a few hours early at prisonplanet.tv my new film, Truth Rising. And we're very, very excited as it energizes the population to go out there and take on the New World Order and get other people outside their comfort zones, outside the sheep zone, to tell the system we're not going along with it peacefully. David Icke, again, our amazing guest. You were talking about how they limit the perception of reality, how they keep us here just looking at, the materialistic plane when humans are obviously so much more. And you were talking about China, which limits large areas of the internet. Now we're seeing that in Europe, England, and the U.S. Companies, corporations, universities, internet too, they're now doing that. You'd gotten up to that point.
Yeah, the reason I raised the point about the Chinese internet is because it's so relevant to the way our reality is manipulated. In China, you can only get so much of the internet because it's firewalled off. And those computers in that country cannot decode the internet in those areas firewalled off. Now, what they've been doing and what they're really ratcheting up now is to firewall off our body computer's ability to access a much greater range of reality, even within this holographic internet, this matrix, whatever you want to call it. They are firewalling us off from great chunks of it and being able to access it, access knowledge, understanding, and what have you, from it. And what they are doing are destabilizing the body computer. Now, the body computer works electrically and it works chemically. When it is in chemical and electrical balance, we are at our sharpest and we are fully potentialed transmitter-receivers of information.
But however, you add sodium fluoride, mercury in the shots, booze, drugs, all of it clouds it. And then you add the electronic frequency pollution, you add the TV, you add all these flickering distractions. I mean, they admit, first time you watch TV, 45 minutes, then you're mesmerized, dream level, and then the next time it's 10 minutes, next time's 30 seconds. People are literally mesmerized. Go ahead.
Exactly. What they're doing is destabilizing the body computer so it becomes an inefficient transmitter receiver of information. And so the range of the reality that we're accessing gets smaller and smaller. It's interesting, What do we say about people with closed minds? We say they're narrow-minded. I would say they're narrow-banded because they're accessing just a minute amount of possible reality.
And when you shut down, you tend to get smaller and smaller. When you open up, your bandwidth tends to get bigger and bigger. Here are the studies. They'll have an 85-year-old, 97-year-old in one case. I've seen the autopsy reports in studies. My dad years ago showed these to me. Some composer who was speaking 5 languages, totally happy till the day they died. They cut open their brain cap, tiny brain, but they were a genius. Then they'll cut open some 70-year-old who died of Alzheimer's, big brain, hadn't had a lot of tissue loss, but they were basically retarded when they died, and they're always TV heads. And they have all the studies that show TV is causing Alzheimer's, along with a cocktail of other